It's time. Okay, guys, so today I wanted to share some information of why age 51, I think martial arts is more important to me than ever. And I'm talking to the instructors themselves, you know. Some of us probably forgot why we started training. And in my case, it wasn't because I was being bullied. It was because I wanted to be Bruce Lee. You know, my version of it. Some incredible martial artists. I mean, some really, really good martial artists. And I want to challenge you guys. I want to challenge you to go back to the beginning days of when you wanted to just maybe be Bruce Lee like me. I mean, I've gone around seeing schools teach, and sometimes people forget how, as a child, we look to our instructors like they could walk on water and swim in the sand. We were those people that believed it was possible when we made it to black belt. Then once we made it to black belt, somehow you was thrown into becoming an instructor, and sometimes you wasn't even trained to do that. But I'm back to teaching now, and I'm having a ball. The person who benefits the most from teaching the class is actually the instructor themselves. Now, I'm literally at 8 students now. Hopefully, I'll have 3 more today, and it's been 4 weeks. I'm only doing a part-time operation that's twice a week for 2 hours. And I have almost 10 students for the month. Some of you guys have full-time operations and you don't have that many people. Now, we're dealing with some crazy times. So martial arts is needed more than ever. It's like we're in the 60s all over again with all this madness, this divide and conquer. I'm wearing the uniform that has the Puerto Rican flag. I had no idea that madness was going to happen over there, and it's so sad. We will be doing a fundraiser this Saturday with Curtis Blow and other hip-hop legends in order to get some funds together. But getting back to the karate. Now, tournaments, kickboxing, or even MMA, any form of competition, they can all benefit from learning how to do things that we did in the true school of sport karate, when the sweep was allowed, maybe even get stomped, and we had a variety of techniques that people just were basically getting dangerous because they were dangerous. If you fought in Texas, you had to worry about the groin and the ridge hand from Chicago, and the California Blitz. You know, so techniques from all over the world, or all over the country, made it all over the world. But martial arts, as we know it, sport karate, didn't come from Europe. And now in recent years, it's like they're the ones that are leading. And I don't care where you're from, but when they throw a jab to the body with the open hand, with the glove, man, that's crazy. Actually, it's not crazy, it's embarrassing. But if they're happy with that, let it be. What I'm talking about is being able to be consistent with the way you teach in class, with honor and respect, and have competition be the same way. In addition to that, literally develop students who not only can do things better than you, but have a place to be able to do it. And we don't really have that. I mean, honestly, I'm teaching again. I don't have anywhere I can take my students to compete, and it saddens me to say that karate's gone backwards. Now, why is it? I believe it starts from leadership. Leadership has to remember, at age 51, I'm young. If you're younger than me, you're really young. Jack LaLanne had all this energy at age, before he passed away, 94. But I believe if you would have tested him an hour before he passed, he could probably still do more push-ups than everybody that's watching us now. And there are people watching from all over the world. What I'm saying is that let's raise our standards and let's share that information with people. And if you need help, well, each one teach one. You know, so many of us are working 5-6 hours a day. That's it when it comes to karate, but you're not training. I am presently, I'm level number maybe 3 of what would be level 10 in my standards in terms of physical standards. I'm heavy, I'm fat, I'm out of shape, and I'm doing something about it. And my calves are hurting me. Yes, I did a workout while teaching, imagine that, leading by example, and I'm sore. And I'm looking forward to today's class because I know that I have these people who have hard days in life. You know, life is hard. And then when they get a chance to come to the karate class, they get a chance to really enjoy themselves. Sharing information that can help other martial arts schools is not giving the enemy information. We are not literally against each other. Our competitors are the drug dealers and the gangs, and also other sports that are teaching or taking away from what would be our potential students. But what's interesting is that in all those other things, if you're a martial artist first, you do better at it. Sports, that is. So imagine this. You have parents in your school right now that are going to get older, because we all are, and they're getting scared because the senior citizens, as my mother said, are the actual victims. So why don't we collectively work on trying to get some of those baby boomers, who are the best parents, by the way, the best parents are grandparents, and have them become participants. You may have to create a new class for them, and it might have to be early in the daytime, maybe at 12 noon, where a lot of these baby boomers right now on a Thursday or Wednesday are actually bowling. And I'm sure they wouldn't mind doing some martial arts. And you have some of them in your school right now, just ask a question. What you can charge them, it doesn't really matter. What it comes down to is that we help more people and we earn income by doing that. Remember, we're problem solvers. And as a problem solver, you have to become more diversified in order to help people with solutions. This is what I did many years ago. And yes, I earned a lot of income, but there was times where people just didn't have enough income to make ends meet, and we did things accordingly to make sure we stood in business. But it wasn't about the money. Bottom line, I had a bunch of students that trained for free. Some had discounts, and there's some that to the very day owe me a bunch of money, and I don't care. It doesn't matter. Bottom line is that we have an opportunity to help people, and we have some phenomenal martial artists worldwide that share information, and I suggest that you start doing that. You start helping people literally with your skills. And let me get some shout outs. John Rocco, I don't know, I've never pressed this invite button, but invite John to be a guest. Whoa, you'll be my first guest. I don't know if that even works. I send an invite, no answer. I'm just like anybody else. I'm just learning how to use this Facebook Live. I've used it before a number of times, but I haven't learned how to leverage it. And I want to be able to learn how to leverage it. Let's see if there's anybody here that's still on. Just say hey, or give me a thumbs up, so like that I can invite you. Maybe we can have a conversation. Maribel Ramos, Shehan, are you there, miss? Or were you there? See, again, this pops up when this says people watching, there's a number live in the top, so I'm not sure who's still here. Jack Dark, okay, good. I know you'll be good for that. That's my buddy. All right, so I'm going to go over and I'm going to press a invite broadcast button, and let's see if inviting Jack Dark. I guess he got to accept on the other side. And if this works, then I'm going to be using this tool to interview a lot of my friends. Your guest declined. You declined? What are you talking about? Jack, I'm going to try this one more time. It says Jack Dark is watching. I'm pressing the invite button. I'm going to invite you, unless you're taking a shower or something. I would hate to think that you're watching me while you're taking a shower. Guys, excuse the rant. I'm just kidding.
What's up, bro?
Are you kidding me? So you got the bad hair day. Don't worry about it, buddy. So I had no idea. Did you have an idea we could do this? Because I've never done this before. You're my first.
Man, it's my first time.
So we're doing a live. You know what? I'm going to leverage this. I'm going to be inviting some martial artists and interviewing them, because when it comes down to it, Jack Dark, let me say this. So about, I want to say 4 years ago, give or take, I want to say about 4 years ago, we were going over some techniques on how to retain the students and how to help them become black men in life. And I shared with you a ABC program. And then you was doing it while running up the hill, man, inspired a whole bunch of people. You started broadcasting daily. Then you got stuck. You said, man, I got to Z, and it was time to start again. And I told you, use the same letter, another word. How has that helped your school? Or how has it helped you?
Oh man, let me get pretty. Let me comb my hair.
You gotta do something like that.
Yeah, I got a lot of people, man, saying I'm an inspiration to them, and they look forward to the word. They look forward to the letter. What's the next letter gonna be? I'm like, whatever that day is. And I went back to A one day. I said, I was just amazed. A for amazement, because a lot of garbage that people are paying money for. Garbage that people are paying. I said, I'm just amazed. I wasn't amazed at the technique, because some of the parents post the stuff where they show their kids in doing a black belt session, doing a black belt class. And the instructors are just taking the people money. It's garbage. And I was being amazed that people are paying money for the garbage that's out there. And you trying to put a good quality product out, and then, you know, you're doing the right thing, and these other guys just raping people, taking their money. But yeah, man, just the letters. I mean, I stay motivated, because then people hold me accountable, because they want to know, well, when you gonna be on the mountain today, or you gonna be on the mountain in a little while. I get text messages, man. So yeah, man, I took advantage of your ABCs and ABC. Yeah, I ain't want to steal your tagline.
No.
Yeah, man,
Listen, it's not mine. It's all of us. Like when I say that, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. You know me. If you give me an hour, 2 or 3, I'll freaking choke your ear off for free, when they used to pay me $500 for 15 minutes to speak back in the day on stage. You know that. You're my right, friend, right. For real. And you stuck with me through thick and thin. And obviously now we got the Rexes up again, and no one can freaking front. Puerto Rico up in the house. You know. Let's talk about that for a second, if you don't mind. So I turned around and I relaunched Rex Suits, and I guess you got some, and then you were disappointed because the quality went low, or what? Talk to me.
No. We got them. Everybody enjoyed them. But I just got them for my black belt staff. But now the students want me, like, Master Doc, when we can get them. So, you know, I spoke to you, told me about creating the team and stuff. So we're gonna be ordering some real soon for the
my
rest
question
of the
is not that. My question is, did we drop the ball, or are we still on point?
Yeah, you're still on point. You're still on point. Reason why I say that is because my Rex Scoots that I got about 10, 12 years ago, they still holding up. And the Rex Scoots that I'm wearing now, they the same quality. It's good stuff.
Hey, I'm thinking about doing something. I'm thinking about charging people again every 10 years. They lasted that long.
That's residual payments, of course. If you can get away with it, go for it.
Well, let's think about that one. No, but all jokes aside, you're in the process of getting yourself back in physical shape to compete against, right, sir?
Yes, sir.
Isn't that one of the best benefits of being an instructor?
Yes, sir. Hey, I'll be 59 in a couple weeks.
That's 59. A blessing.
And I'm still running.
That is a blessing. Sir. I'm 51 years young. And hey, when was the first time you actually saw me competing? Because I know you used to hang out with Linda Denley quite a bit for a while. You was a fly on the wall for many years, and then all of a sudden you popped up, became multiple world champion.
I was taking it all in. I came up to a tournament in New York, Garth Ben's tournament, and you did a form. As a matter of fact, I got to find a tape, but I got a videotape of you doing a form, and you dropped down, did a split, and dropped down to the elbow, and then popped back up. I said, "Who is this guy?" And then later on during the years, you hook kicked me side of the head, and I said, "Oh, that's that same guy."
That is so crazy. I'm in search for looking for our generation's videos. Because obviously, if you notice in the last few years, I've been saying how it's us, all of us, because I don't think anyone's life is more important than anybody else. You know, God doesn't make junk, and all of us as important, except that other people don't realize that they are. You know, but I'm a fan of anyone who does things consistent with values that I have, and honor and respect, I think, is the best way when you're competing. If you're fighting with somebody in the tournament, and they actually hit you, have you ever given them props? Like, you got me. Have you ever done that?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Because you have respect for yourself and them, I would think.
Right. Respect. I wouldn't want to win if somebody hit me, slapped me, you know, like you said, with an open hand, or you know, in the middle of contact, hit somebody.
But Jack is frozen there. I don't know if it's his his.
Okay.
Oh, he's back. You're back now.
Yeah. Okay, but you know, like I said, if somebody get me good, I was like, yeah, you got me, but now it's gonna be my turn. But at the same time, you know, you got a lot of judges that don't know what the hell they're looking at. You know, they're caught fist on the shoulder. I'm like,
I don't know if you saw this, but yesterday I did a live broadcast. I was a little adamant because I spoke to somebody who tried to make believe that you know, when they look at us, and we've been around long enough. I started martial arts in '74. When did you start?
started October 3rd. I started 73, March 14,
Well, I
1973.
started April 19th, 1976 when they joined Tiger Kim's. I don't remember the date when it was in the park and in the basement, but my official date, just like you, I remember because that's when I was reborn, so to speak, right? That's my martial arts life.
Right, right.
Well, how many of these people have been doing it for 10 years and they talking about they're the authorities and we don't know what the hell we're talking about? It's like it's insulting to me when we're looking at a traditional art and us being the older guys are kicked to the curb like we're worth nothing and the kids run things.
Hey, our group and some of the heads before us was the ones that paved the way. You know, they don't realize that because the tournaments that we set the precedence because of the way we fought back then. You know, so they just don't respect us. But you know what? I'm fighting in the young man division. I'm whipping everybody's ass coming.
I know we're not prejudiced. We beat
15.
everybody in front of us, including the young and the old. But this is the
That's
thing
right.
that I can say too that also hurts me even more. Now you mentioned about me doing this form that threw this elbow on the floor. Chances are I freestyle the form. That's no one's curriculum. But my point is that what they've
Right.
done to forms in recent years to me is even worse because people say I don't want to have my child sparring because he might get hurt. In the meantime, the guys that are
Right.
retiring are teenagers in their 20s because their knees and their ankles and their backs and their heels and their toes are being destroyed with all these crazy flips.
Right.
Am I wrong?
Right. You're correct, sir. You're so
So we go to
correct.
the nighttime
But you know
finals
what?
and
The
we see
thing,
one form done by 10 people just because someone jumped a little higher doesn't mean you make a freaking different form. I mean, I don't know.
that's right.
Anyway, my solution to that,
But you know what?
you know my solution to the whole thing. There's enough people like you and I that are still around that might want to come together for the purpose of challenging ourselves, not only as competitors, but also as school owners. But it has to be consistent with the way you teach and they respect each other in class instead of the gang. I'm not big
Yeah.
into these gangs, man. They created a problem. They created
Right.
a problem. How about this? I've seen people judging, maybe you have, that came before us and some young kid or mother or gang member team was yelling and screaming at them about something that they didn't know how to do. Like, give a point.
Right. Right.
What do you think about that?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just it's again. It's going back to quality control. They teach that crap in the dojo, and then they bring it to the tournament.
Right.
That's what it is. Quality
Well, that's
control.
why I'm excited because it comes down to this, right? Because there are strategies that have been used that work well, we can model after them. And one of the things that I realized, I spoke to one of my students who, for whatever it's worth, he's doing 6 figures a month. So this is a 7-figure operation out of the Boogie Down Bronx. Okay, now he's not the only one. I have 2 of them that are making 7 figures a year and 6 figures a month, and the other ones are making 6 figures a year and 5 figures a month. Bottom line is that they're helping a lot of people. They're helping a lot of people. But when they had inter-school tournaments between them schools, about 7, 8 schools, they averaged 650 competitors. There are people out there who actually have schools, but they rather have inter-school tournaments because obviously the attitude of other places creates a problem. Then I told them, listen, there's nothing wrong with having an inter-school tournament. However, you know you want to test skills as an instructor to see if your students can fight against people from any school. So
That's
that
right.
being the case, those of you who are promoters, let me explain something to you. The inter-school tournament of a successful operation that invites other people to that same inter-school tournament is called the Diamond Nationals. That was also called the Internationals because it's also called Amerikick because these schools are successful. They're having an inter-school tournament and they're just inviting more people. That's what I'm talking about. So if you're having an inter-school tournament with 200, 300, 400 competitors, and you also have other people with similar mind that are not going to go in there and make the situation into a hostile place, it's a positive place, then you will earn more income. At the same time, your students will be happier. And then we won't say to them, like we've said it before, man, those guys only compete amongst themselves. Because we've said it. We have. But the truth is that I've been trying to figure out what can we do to help more people. And you and I spoke briefly about your tournament that happened this year. And if I remember correct, it wasn't the competitors and spectators where income was earned. It was the concession stand, which most people give up. Am I wrong? Let's talk about that.
everybody had to eat. I had about what I said about 200, 210 competitors and about 400 spectators. That's what 610 people. Everybody had to eat. If everybody spent $3, you know what I'm saying? They spent more than that, but I'm just kidding. If everybody spent three
This is my
dollars,
point.
that's
Maybe when you throw tournaments, see, people trying to make money on the competitors. I believe that every tournament that happens is a joint venture with the school owner. So you can actually share
right.
in a combination of the things. You can share in the profits, of course, because you're sharing in what would be the participation of it happening. But I think it's long overdue that the school owners and the promoters work hand in glove because they think promoters are making a lot of money, and they're not. I mean, how many years have you broken even or even lost money?
Right, right, yeah.
So when people
Yeah.
say, "Oh, these promoters are making all the money," I'm like, "No, they're not, man." And these promoters are my friends, quite a few of them. There's different business models that just don't add up. There's a tournament that was happening in New York for many years that does not exist anymore, and it was one of the highest ranking tournaments because the person throughout the years kept losing more and more money. It's difficult to earn income as a promoter. At the same time, as a school owner, if your child has a bad experience at a tournament, you have to do damage control. But I think there's a happy medium somewhere. And the happy medium is dealing with the professionals that have a financial vested interest and give the control back to the judges and not to the gangs. What do you think about that?
I agree. I agree. That's where if you got good judging, people gonna be happy. Little Johnny Mama gonna be happy. She gonna bring him back next year. But if the judging is poor, then one parent will tell 10 other people, and then that's gonna kill your tournament.
And when it comes down to it, everyone really goes there to have a good time. That's what it comes down to it. Have you ever been to a tournament where they have they give an award for the referee of the day? So we're gonna have that. We're gonna have the referee of the day. Why? The referees are the most abused of the participants in martial arts tournament. They earn no income and they get yelled at by everybody. And even if they want to share what would be good judging that they believe, lock your hand, lock your knee, close your hand, some young buck is going to yell at them. Isn't that what has happened?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And people forget these judges, they taking off work to be at your event. They don't get paid. And then they're judging all day long, sitting as being center referee or corner referee or whatever. And then people, you got a bad call. I tell everybody, I say, hey, if you got 3 judges or 5 judges, they saw what they saw. They're gonna call what they call. So don't get mad at them. Now, if one person, they can make a mistake, but you got 3 people calling the same thing, it can't be a mistake. Either your child had their hands down and got hit, or they just did a poor performance and didn't get scored high. I was an arbitrator at a tournament 2 weeks ago, and the lady was like, "Oh, the judge don't like my child." I said, "The judge don't even know your child. How can you not like your child? It was your child's performance. So if you your child stepped their performance up, they might have got a better score."
You know what? And that's exactly right. What happens is that you're never gonna make everybody happy, but if the environment is conducive to improvement, I think it makes things better. See, this is my belief. If I'm at a whatever it is event and there's pioneers and legends in there and I'm an actual leader or teacher or coach or what have you, I want my children to meet those people because all of us stand on the shoulders of giants. People give me compliments all the time and I take them, but every time they say that to me, I'm like, I can get better. I can get better. I appreciate what you said, but all I was doing is mimicking Bill Wallace with one leg and maybe Mike Waring with the other technique. And I just, I was just making believe I was a whole bunch of people. Now, yes, since I've been around long enough, some people have mimicked me, but my point is that all of us are so important because without us, none of us would be here. I mean, I know it sounds stupid, but I really believe that, man. What do you think about that? When you have all these incredible historical pioneers and legends walking around, and these kids don't even know who they are.
Yeah. Hey, I want to give a big shout out to Jeff something.
Or you okay.
Jeff Dawes is like the new. Did I just lose you guys?
Yeah. Do it one more time.
Jeff Dawes is the new.
You wanted to give a shout out. See,
Jeff Dawes is.
Who are you giving a shout out to?
Jeff Dawes. Jeff Dawson's the new NBA president, so he gonna make some changes, and hopefully we'll see some positive things coming in the future. Big up.
I interviewed Sushi last year for the Power Talk of You, man. I went to his event this year. I'm one of his biggest fans with original flavor. See, if you're gonna do open forums, as we called it, I like it when you have original flavor, and Sushi has it. Love it. That's what I'm talking about. So of course he'll be creative also and has enough energy still left over. There's no disrespect intended, but what's happening to me is I'm enthusiastic as I was as a teenager, and a lot of the so-called leaders are just freaking tired and old. Let's keep it real. If they're older than us, they're old. Doesn't mean they have to be tired. Doesn't mean they have to be tired. Because my good buddy there, you know, Grandmaster Joe Corley and Grandmaster Jeff Smith, those guys are endlessly with energy, you know. So I don't mean the age factor being the reason why they're tired, but it so happens sometimes that it combines age and energy, means the higher age, less energy. It doesn't have to be like that. I know Corley was up at 5 o'clock this morning, and his other buddy, you know, Master Bill Clark. All these guys are like freaking leading by example. Well, I'm a little embarrassed because I'm like 3 months pregnant right now, so I'm going to do something about that, you know? That's why I'm teaching.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, listen,
yes, sir.
I'm sorry I bum rushed you, man, but I'm going to give you the mic if I had one, and you take it away. Give me some of your thoughts and ideas of past, present, and future of what's happening.
Okay, from the past, you got legends like Arlene Limas.
It's Limas. That's okay. We'll give you a break. It's Limas. That's okay. It smells like Limas.
Yeah.
She has the
Linda Denley, Rita Hundley, Helen Chun. All these women, they were forerunners, and then you see the girls, the way they're fighting today, the quality is nowhere near. You know, quality is nowhere, but you got a couple of them though. Anthony Price's family, they priceless. They the old school style because they right under Anthony, you know. But it's a lot of girls out there. They just almost like cat fighting and kicking, you know. And don't get mad with me, but it is what it is. But at the same time, you got
their fault is no one's leading them. I always got to give leadership the reason, because when I think about the top girl fighters, I spoke to a gentleman yesterday that his I went away for a minute. Yeah, sorry about that. I spoke to the gentleman that his son's been doing. He's been wearing rec suits for about 10 years, and the kid's like 14 years old, you know. And what was interesting was that he says to me, he's a student of Marty Knight. I said, well, Marty Knight has taught 3 of the top women's fighters of all time. The first one was Karen. The second one was Brenda Hun, who ended up becoming Brenda Lee. And then Nikki Carson, who ended up being Brenda Lee, Nikki Lee, not from the same husband. But my point is that they have a legacy, and they were taught, obviously, you know, women. But when you talk fighters of all time, you got to mention either the first or the second person when it comes to sport karate, Dunley, because no one's ever won more than her than she has.
Amen. Yeah. But you're right with the Lees, the Brenda Lee and the Nikki Lee. Them girls were stompers too. See, they came right behind Denley and Arlene. They came right behind them.
Hey, I had a student. You know, I had a student that was there with them too, named Nicole Quest, that didn't do too bad. Shoot.
Okay. I got to give props to Gina Thornton. Gina doing a good job. Sean Elliott doing a good job keeping her on the right track.
Well, again, you know, listen, we know that generations happen, and there's always going to be people saying that this generation is better than that generation. I don't really care. I just care about this. I have students. I want them to compete. But there's nowhere for me to take them to compete where I say that's sport karate. I'm just being honest. So that's why, like I did in 2008, I'm doing the Unified Martial Arts Network, and I have a vision, a plan, and a goal Garth Benz is the arbitrator like he was 8 years ago. And I have people come as far as England. I'm not too concerned about people coming from overseas because they want to come anyway. But my point was that is that I'm promoting 4 events next year in Region 11, one in Region 10. I think those are the other tournament circuits don't want no one to hear this stuff. So they're blocking the broadcast. What's happening. Anyway, my point is that I want you guys to stay tuned because what's happening is that a revolution is happening. I got the Puerto Rico uniform on. I got the USA uniform that I got referee tops. I'm doing things that people haven't had a chance to do, and I think we need to have certified referees at least 3 months before the circuit starts. So we're going to start doing this immediately. Some of the people that we're certifying don't compete any longer, don't have schools any longer, but they're people I looked up to, so they already know what a point is. But we're going to allow the sweep again. Why not? And if you go to areas like region number 6 and 7, there will be a groin kick there because that's what they used to have years ago. So I'm going to interconnect with people who are still around, that go to tournaments and go, we didn't do that. Get those people to come out. And I don't give a hoot what size the tournament is. I'm more concerned about the quality. That in time we will go with.
You know what I miss? I miss the sweeping the double leg sweep. You know,
so
I miss the
cartwheels, all that stuff was fun. You know what? See, this is what comes down to it. Because you had those things allowed, you was fighting against different styles, and those styles made you better. You fought the Kung Fu guy, you don't know what they're going to hit you with. You know, you fought the Shotokan guy, he's going to try to sweep you. You know, and then being attacked on those styles, we threw the kicks. But we had to learn how to do all the above, and that's what made us better. When today, I think everyone fights about the same. Same.
Right. I saw a video. I saw a video of you swept the guy and then hit him with a side kick from the floor
on the way down.
And they said, "Oh, that's." Today they would call that ground fighting. But if the technique, you know, you didn't hurt the guy, but it was a point score, a legitimate point. Sweep his front leg, get him off balance, hit him with a side kick from the floor. Now they say, "Oh, that's ground fighting." Yeah. Ground fighting is when you start grappling. That's what I call ground fighting.
I know why they changed the rules, and because they changed the rules, they turned off a lot of people. See, this is what happened. So one day we're sparring, and a sweep was allowed. And that's how I nullify your good Taekwondo kicks. Then the next week they say, no, there's no more sweep allowed. Okay. Then they wait about a year and they go, there's no more sweeps allowed. No. And if he kicks you, you got 2 points. What? But wait a minute. Everybody used to get 1 point for everything. So they set it up for what would be a Taekwondo fighter to win. And think about the leadership where they come from. Right. So what happened? All those other people left. Now we can't even get them back at all. But I speak to these people, and most of them I'm speaking to in the New York area are older than me. And they see me as a person who can make it happen. And I'm like, well, I don't know if I can make it happen. I know that we can make it happen. So that means us. But I will put myself in the position of commitment. I'm also having 2 magazines done per year, printed, with the ratings in it. So far is the commitment that I have with my partners over at Martial Arts Citizen Price Max and Knockout Gear. Plus, I'm doing a joint venture with some other interesting businesses to make sure that we get properly compensated accordingly from the promoter standpoint, competitor standpoint, and school owner standpoint, while giving a show for the spectators to enjoy. That's the plan. Madison Square Garden Theater is the goal in 4 years. We already started conversations with that. And in the next 2 weeks or so, I'll be over at the Bellator fights with my buddy Scott Coker, who just had a birthday. And this is the type of things that I want to interconnect with people. But you know, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to make it happen. But it makes it easier.
Yes, sir.
If I have help from other people who know better, or at least willing to get some type of coaching. Yes, sir. But we have enough people still around that know better.
Hey, but I gotta admit to it. I'm gonna admit something to you right now. I wanted some. Look, I wanted you to get them rec suits back out so bad. I kind of twisted your arm because I would get on and rec suits had an interruption.
I hear you. You're good.
Am I there? I would
You're here.
Okay, I would get on, I would do like a little infomercial about the rec suit, and then I get off everybody excited, and I said, contact Jerry Fonez. He can tell you how to get them. I put my blue one on. I put my one on.
Thank you, sir. Hey man, honestly, that
kind of
I appreciate it because it did inspire me. I didn't want rec suits to come back. It hurt me more than anything. You know that we spoke about it long enough, and when I was going to bring it back, I didn't even want to be connected to it. You remember that? I was trying to put it under somebody else's name. I said I don't even want to be associated with it. Let them be the face man. Remember that? Right. I mean, that's just the honest truth.
Right. So I kept saying, I said, yeah, contact Jerry Fonez. He'll tell you how to get them. Now I am so happy that you've done it. I'm glad you back. You know, you back on the rise to the top,
It's only because, thank you, but it's only because just about a year to the date, I went to a traditional karate tournament, the WKF, and I wanted to go see who's the people in positional leadership. My buddy Toki Hill used to be the president back in the days when it comes to, I should say, the head coach. Anyway, when I went there, I wasn't too impressed by what was happening, and I wanted to be impressed, but I saw the guy doing supplies, and everybody was wearing his stuff, you know? So I had a conversation with him, and he said to me, which was crazy, he says, you know, that #1 is famous in Pakistan. I said, what? He said, I've been looking for you for 3 years. We cut a deal, and the rest is history. Now, back then, I couldn't do things like this. Sublimated uniform, I couldn't make referee tops. That's crazy. So everything that they said that they were going to do, I actually did. You know, people that we owed uniforms to, we've reimbursed over 75% of the people already. Can you attest to that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Because, hey, things happen, but I made sure I kept my word. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And we're talking about Stephen Allen and a bunch of other people. Right now, we have Don DeVry from Ohio, who is getting 20 Stars and Stripe uniforms because I owe him some star uniforms some years ago, and he is excited, and because of him, I actually made the Stars and Stripe uniform to give him something better than what he even ordered, you know?
Yes,
yes, sir. I'm so happy. Stephen Allen also, I just reimbursed him, and I have about 2 or 3 other people that know they have a credit, but they don't know what uniform they want yet. So I'm coming out, I'm bringing 700 uniforms, and most of them have matching jackets. The difference is that from now on, our stock uniforms will be short sleeve. If they order it, we'll make them 3/4. But since they changed the rules, short sleeve now is the rule of thumb at all these tournaments because no one does 3/4 sleeves no more. And now with a short sleeve, that means that you can wear it in the gym with a matching jacket and really have your corporate identity for your school to go mainstream. So your parents, it would be like an Under Armour warm-up suit, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? When you see Felix Cortez, he's been wearing that for like freaking 12 years, you know? A short sleeve one that I made for him.
Yeah.
So we're excited, man. We're really excited. 2018 is already here. That's why I'm on this now. By the end of the month, we're going to start certifying the referees already. We're going to start it off in Region 11, and then maybe, like I said, one event that I'm going to do or a partnership in Region 10, and then one event in Region 12, just to start small. Because I know people want to come down to do, without bragging, I can honestly say that this will be easier than the top fighter like I became. It'll be easier than running successful multiple schools like I did. It'll be easier than inventing a rec suit because the need for quality competition is running rampant worldwide because people cannot identify with a slap fist to the shoulder with an extended glove. These guys are jumping around and their hands not even in the glove no more.
Exactly.
Didn't we have more people in the 40 and above division than they had in the 18 to 29?
Yeah, man.
That was insane. In the meantime, those 18 to 29 kids are getting paid 3 times more for less people.
That's why I say I'm going down to beat them young boys and take their money.
But this is my point. I think it should be the other way around. I think it should be, it's like saying the legends in the sport, regardless of what sport it is, should get paid less than the people trying to become legends. Huh? That doesn't make any freaking sense to me. But the only way to make it happen is to make it happen. Hey, you win grand champion in the tournament, we make you a website if you don't have one for your own personal one. You win grand champion, maybe another time we'll make
Right.
you an app. I'm the promoter, maybe I get you some I act as one of your managers and I'll get my 20% cut for getting you a seminar. Why not?
Right.
Everybody
Right, right,
benefits.
right.
But we'll see.
That's right.
You know, any last parting questions, statements, or anything? Because you're my first guy ever. I didn't know this was happening. So now we got the Power Talk tournament. I'm gonna be doing this daily. I'm gonna get some big deal names. I'm gonna surprise you guys, some actors, some freaking successful martial artists. And now we're on now with this freaking live thing. I didn't know this was possible. Man, this is great.
Hey, I feel privileged that you sent the message out to me, and like I said, I'm still trying to climb to the top of the mountain. I feel like I'm just
begun.
just one of the building blocks in this whole thing. You know, I try to put out a good product. You know, I try to market the same way that you mentored me to do. You know, things. You know, you got your ups and downs. But like this week alone, I brought in $7,000. That's on the after school program.
Now, these are things, again, guys, you're not bragging. It's giving you the possibility that anyone could do if they apply themselves. You know,
yes.
You know, one of the things that people don't realize is that we are literally in the best. The need for martial arts is at an all-time high now. But for the baby boomers, even more so. Go after those grandparents. I'm telling you, if you do a daytime class for them twice a week, they will come because they want to stay young. The biggest victims right now have become senior citizens where they made it into a game to hurt them. My mother says she's not going to be a victim, and I know there's a lot of parents, grandparents there that don't want to be victims. So my suggestion is that we as martial artists start tapping into more of those people. My youngest student is 33. My oldest is 64 right now. Wow. I got 33, 36, 39, 48, 49, 49, 51, and 64 so far. The next week will be 51 of 55, and today I have two that are joined that are little. I would say they're in the late 60s. And how could that be? Most people don't even train like that, but because I'm giving them that energy, and most of them are my friends on Facebook, and some of them were my students 20 years ago. That's why they're older. Getting the kids is easier. So today we're gonna have our first 12-year-old that's supposed to sign up. We'll find out.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Lead by example, right?
Hey, but lead by example. Hey, keep them rec suits strong, brother. And I got your back.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Hey, God bless, best wishes. And the famous words of some crazy Puerto Rican from the Bronx that you can say it too. If I say AB, you want to say AB. See ya. All right, buddy. Thank you.